Okay, true story. This almost ruined one of my friendships. A while ago, me and my friend were arguing about some Pokémon. Like, really arguing. Not which one was the strongest out of them all, but about how weird some of them are. I brought up a Pokémon that could literally only evolve when you turn your console upside down, and he thought I was making it up. Well, he tried it, and I proved him right. From that moment on, we realized something. Some Pokémon do get really weird. Like, we're talking Pokemon that literally can't be hit unless you use specific moves, only appear under ridiculous specific situations, or have abilities that completely break how battles are supposed to work. So today, I want to test you. I've picked 5 Pokemon that either have something so specific, so weird, or so broken that most people either forgot about them or never knew in the first place.
Hello, this is editor Grotz here. It's not 5 actually, it's around 6 or 7. They're not in chronological order, so don't mind that. Do your best, you got this, good luck.
And your challenge is really simple. Guess before I reveal them. But trust me, this is going to get hard fast. Pause. Alright, let's start with number 1. Right, number 3 on the list is a Pokemon that has been lying to you your whole life. Let me explain. Okay, so it looks like a dragon, it flies across the sky like a dragon, it breathes fire, has claws and has wings like a dragon, so obviously it's dragon type, right? Well, not exactly. Yeah, no, not at all actually. For years, this Pokemon wasn't classified as a dragon at all. Only later did it get its well-deserved dragon typing, but only for one of its special forms. So tell me, what Pokemon fooled entire generation into thinking it was a dragon? Well, it might surprise you because it's actually Charizard. From Gen 1 all the way to Gen 6, Charizard was only a fire and flying type, even though it looks and acts exactly like a dragon. It only gains the dragon typing in its Mega Charizard X form, making this one of the most debated Pokemon designs of all time. Alright, so what I'm reading right here is that this is apparently the smartest Pokemon in existence, and it's not even Alakazam. Okay, so this Pokemon is a literal supercomputer, because when it evolves, it fuses 2 of its previous forms into one, making it have 4 brains? Yep, you heard that correctly. 4 brains. It is said that this Pokemon can rival Alakazam's unbelievable 5000 IQ telekinetic brain, making both of them 28 times smarter than Einstein. And that's not even the craziest part. Because its Mega Evolution stimulated its brains, it increases its intelligence even more, making it become a ruthless combatant that wants to win by any means necessary. No, literally, any means necessary. It'll dig its claws into its opponent and prepare to explode? That's what the wiki says. Want to take a guess? Well, it's actually Metagross. I am terrified now. This Pokemon was locked behind a real-life socialization test. Let me explain. So you go to a very specific location in the game, and no matter what you do, nothing happens, because the game is keeping this Pokemon a secret to you. In order to get this Pokemon that used to have 0 weaknesses, you needed to talk to 32 players. Not NPCs, real players. No wonder Cynthia had this. For reference, that is this amount of people that you have to talk to in order to get this one very specific Pokemon. Do you have any idea yet? Because if you thought of a legendary, you'd be incorrect, because it's actually Spiritomb. In older games, Spiritomb only appeared after talking to 32 real-life players in the underground, which is basically a social hub for Pokemon games, where you can find exclusive Pokemon, talk to other players and trade with them as well. I had never heard of this before, but this evolution can legit break your game completely. Let me explain. Cool, so you level up your Pokemon and it evolves. Nice. Nothing weird at first, but suddenly you have 2 Pokemon? But that's only possible if you meet these very specific conditions. Will you get the hint? Okay, first you need an empty party slot. And secondly, you require an extra Pokeball in your bag. You miss one of those, and then you'll lose the second Pokemon forever. So, what Pokemon duplicates itself when evolving? You guessed it, it's Nincada. When Nincada evolves, it evolves into a Ninjask.
Right, Grotz. But I knew that.
Shut up, Timmy. Not only is this a free Pokemon, but Shedinja also has something no other Pokemon has. While Ninjask is just a bug flying type known for its incredible speed, Shedinja is the only Pokemon in existence to be proud owner of the Wonder Guard ability. This makes it so Shedinja... This makes it so Shedinja can only be hit with super effective moves. Hence why you can only kill a Shedinja. If you say a certain word a couple of times in a row, it's starting to sound really weird. Shedinja. Hence why you can only kill a Shedinja with these 5 move types. Wow, that was basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You get it? This Pokemon breaks the 4th wall just to evolve? Let me explain. For this Pokemon, leveling up simply isn't enough. Stones don't work, friendship doesn't matter, and even giving it an item won't make it evolve. Instead, you have to physically turn your console upside down? Yep, that's really a thing. Can you guess what Pokemon is this specific to evolve? Well, if you guessed Inkay, then you would be correct. This little guy represents a squid Pokemon, and the reason to why it can only evolve when your console is upside down is because squids in real life also travel upside down. Another cool fact about Inkay and its evolution Malamar is that these 2 Pokemon prior to Gen 8 had their own exclusive move. Topsy-Turvy. I had literally never heard about this move before, but it makes all stat changes during a battle reversed. So, hear me out. You kind of want to make this Pokemon stronger in order to make it weaker. Alright, next up on the list we have a Pokemon that is basically cheating? Let me explain. Through its psychic powers, this Pokemon can sense emotions and even see slightly into the future. Because of this, hitting it in battle is nearly impossible. And it's this small? Can you guess who it is? Well, if you guessed correctly, you would have said Grotz, because this tiny Pokemon uses its red horns on its head to sense emotions and danger. This ability lets it react before things actually happen, which is why it's described as almost predicting the future. Besides all that, Grotz eventually evolves into Gardevoir or Gallade, 2 of the most powerful psychic types in the entire universe. Okay, hear me out. This Pokemon is absolutely overpowered, but it just refuses to fight? Let me explain. Okay, so this Pokemon has insane stats. Like, it literally has the same base stat total as a Kyogre. Like, hello? Are you hearing this? But even though this may seem to make this Pokemon an absolute monster and a Nuzlocke's nightmare, its ability makes it useless when used incorrectly. So, who is it, you might think? Ah, of course, it's the king of loafing around, slacking. While still being used competitively and having a whopping base stat total of 670 points, rivaling legendaries like Groudon and Kyogre, its ability Truant makes it only attack every other turn. This Pokemon could literally destroy an entire planet, and it's not even a legendary. Let me explain. Okay, so it looks calm, elegant even, not aggressive at all, but when it's in danger, it'll create a black hole? Yep, not an explosion, not a strong attack, an actual black hole. This Pokemon would bend space itself just to protect you if you were its trainer. By doing so, this act of defense often risks or even sacrifices its own Pokemon's life. Can you already guess it? Because if I would ever be in danger, I would definitely want a Gardevoir by my side. That's probably not the only occasion. Hey, yo! Yep, according to multiple Pokédex entries, Gardevoir is capable of creating small black holes to protect its trainer. Like Grotz, this fully evolved Pokémon has the ability to warp dimensions and create gravitational anomalies in emergency situations. I think I'd still rather call 911. What do you think? Alright, be honest, how many did you actually get right? If you got 4 or 5, you were actually insane at this. I respect that. If you got like 2 or 3, you know, that's alright. You did a good job. And if you got 0, we're definitely running this back in part 2. Let me know your score down in the comments, because I'm actually curious who did the best out of all of you. And if you want even more crazy videos like this, make sure to subscribe and like this video, because there's way more coming in the future. Alright, until then, and have a good one. Peace out.